So when I was 10, I had the privilege to go in for quite a few, national and local singing competitions. Actually, there is a term that people often use to describe my journey, like seeking challenges and opportunities. And do you want to make a guess? Okay, it is actually stepping out of the comfort zone. So who doesn't know it, right? We may come across myriad videos online, people talking about how they succeeded in stepping out of their comfort zone, and many videos like with titles like "Only on the edge of your comfort zone can you live your own life." And I just kind of wonder, as I reflected on my own experience, like why did people successfully venture beyond their comfort zone while I failed? I just stuck in the fear zone. So I just tried to witness and to observe people experience. So before delving into seeking an answer to this, maybe let's talk about its definition. So to my own definition, the comfort zone is a state of psychological safety, the place where we feel at ease and in control of things happening. So let's get back to our question, right? So why do people succeed in venturing out into the outside the comfort zone? Well, I just seem to get stuck in the grip of fear and anxiety. So after examining and analyzing a bit, after hearing to people's stories and also listening to sharings on social media, I just realized that there may be two key differences. So firstly, the first thing that I want to talk is the direction. So there is one thing that I can see that people venturing out of their comfort zone successfully have in common is that they have their personal factors such as passion, interests, natural preferences, things like strengths and weaknesses to guide them. And actually, I have made a diagram for this to illustrate this. Okay, so as you can see, here is, just imagine it that as a particular field. Okay, so here is, I love and I have potential for it. I do not like and not excel at it. I hardly do anything for it. And I would try my best to learn and seek challenges. So let's examine this diagram for a little bit. So let's talk about maybe the most straightforward case, which is the field holds the fields hold neither passion nor competence. Then basically, I guess all of us have known that, so we have nothing to do with it. So maybe the most prudent action is just to shift focus on something else more important and more suitable for ourselves, right? So let's move on to the second case, which we have passion for it and we have potential for it, but without putting efforts into making a progress by seeking challenges or embrace opportunities, then chances are that it's just merely a hobby. Pros is that it's fun, it's comfortable, it's brings a sense of familiarity, but the con is that maybe it just hinders your growth to the full potential. So I just want to make clear here is that actually it's a personal choice. You can choose whether or not it is your hobby or whether or not you want to pursue it seriously. So let's move on to the third case, in which personally I find it the most ideal scenario, in which we have both enthusiasm and competence in it. And we also dare to venture out to learn and seek challenges and embrace opportunities. Then, of course, I think it is obvious that it will lead to growth, and we can envision it in this diagram. So they're in the comfort zone, right? They go into, even when they go into the fear zone, they still have like their passion, their strengths and weaknesses, their perception of their own self to lead them to the learning zone in which they have the opportunity to learn how to deal with challenges and how to acquire new skills. And with consistent improvement and effort, then it will lead them to the growth zone. And actually, if in this case, maybe it can even be a professional development if they want to. So it is also the stories of many, many people that we've seen online, right? People who ventured out their comfort zone and then they shared about their successful stories, and we came across them on a daily basis, and we might think that, oh, maybe this is the only case could happen when we venture out the comfort zone. But unfortunately, like, not everyone had the privilege to, to step out the comfort zone successfully, and maybe they just get stuck, like the way I did. So that leads to the fourth case in which, okay, we blindly chase something that maybe we do not like it very much, and we're not good at it very much, and we will get stuck. So this can lead to things like anxiety, burnout, frustration, and I think that the worst scenario could happen is the destruction of one's own sense of self, in which, okay, you can imagine like this. You are told to go outside, to seek your inner treasure, your hidden potential, and then when you go there, you find nothing other than just maybe a barren land, and you're confronted with your own perceived inadequacies. And of course, this will hinder growth and make you question all of your abilities, of what you have achieved, have accomplished in the past. My own experience was that even though admittedly, I kind of like singing, but I hate performing on stage to the core, and I'm not good at it either, like back in the day. So instead of feeling, confident, instead of like being confident and developing in my self-esteem after trying to expose myself to different challenges and environments, I find myself stuck, just like the way that I've told you guys. And also, I think that my comfort zone just shrank because I just do not know that maybe I have like the ability to do something else, maybe not performing on stage. So it is the direction. So maybe let's come to the second key difference that I think that we should mention, which is the range. So I realized a core mistake that I made back in the day. Instead of learning how to sing, to feel comfortable with singing, to learn how to perform, feeling comfortable with performing, and perform on stage, I just slipped right from learning how to sing to perform on stages. So of course, that is the reason why, okay, I'm showing to you guys this diagram. So I was in my comfort zone, right? And I lived right into the panic zone instead of a learning zone. The learning zone is where we have the opportunity to expose ourselves to like challenges and excitement and engagement, which could lead to growth. And the panic zone actually is a territory where challenges expand our current capabilities, and it's not just a space of mild discomfort, but one of overwhelming anxiety and extreme pressure. So the lack of preparation and constant and overwhelming anxiety, again, will lead to burnout, will lead to frustration and maybe some mental illnesses, and again, the erosion of one's own self-perception. So even if we're on the right direction, but we venture out at an inappropriate range, then chances are that we will still doubt our direction. So it is obvious to say that if those two above factors are not combined intricately, then chances are that we would not gain anything other than just unnecessary pressure. So okay, so what can we do about this? Then I thought of 3 key things. Firstly, it is observe. So it just takes time for us to observe our natural preferences, our strengths and weaknesses, our passions, to see what we're really good at and what we love. And also, I also want to know that observation is actually a lifelong journey, because chances are that our current preference is not a fixed thing. Like, it can alter over time along with the change in our own physiology as well as our personal perception, right? So it is just important that we have continuous evaluation and assessment, so that we can have continuous evaluation and adjustment, so that we can have better assessment of ourselves, right? And the second thing that I want to mention is planning. So maybe after careful observation, it will be way easier for us to make a plan and to follow, small and manageable steps to gradually achieve our goal, right? So actually, in my case, right now, instead of trying to perform on big stages and compete in different singing competitions, I just engaged in musical activities in my own school and my own class. Yeah, it's me. I look kind of cool, I guess. So I think that this small and gradual step just really makes me feel more confident, and it really develops myself in my self-esteem, because I am surrounded by my loved one, and I know that I could be myself instead of just stand on big stages and forcing myself into somebody that I am not. So the last one is to adopt healthy coping mechanisms. So after all, stress is inevitable, and it's just important for us to adopt healthy coping mechanisms, to learn how to cope with stress. And we can learn and practice stress reduction techniques such as deep breathing or mindfulness, or progressive muscle relaxation. And we can also seek support from friends and family and mentors, professionals who can really give us guidance and encouragement. So, okay, finally, actually, as I've said, I'm afraid of standing on the big stage and the stage overall. So, the fact that I'm standing right here is already a step of mine to expand my comfort zone. So I just want to say that thank you for being here, and thank you for giving me such an opportunity. Thank you very much.